Finding Mother Lode by Dennis Nelson. My father was born and raised in Victor, Colorado, a very small town. Gold mining was its renown. When his mother died in April of 1952, his dad eventually moved to California to live with my father's brother and his family too. In 2008, Susan and I drove to my dad's old hometown on a trip to see what we could find, hoping for genealogy tips. We were at the Lode Thomas Museum looking for mining tools, and there were two with my grandfather's initials HCN. When the director mentioned another possibility too, she had bought a cookbook at the antique store, and on the inside of the cover was my grandmother's name. What else could we discover? So we headed to the antique store called Splendid Treasures to see if there are any other family history pleasures. The store was only a few blocks away, next to City Hall. Located in the Mother Lode building, there were many items wall to wall. While Susan looked at the books, I started flipping through a box of old portrait photos, and then I was in shock. The third photo I saw was three of my cousins from California, where my grandfather had moved, and I found family photos in the dozens. So we asked the store owner where she had gotten these from, and she said from an estate, and she had 6 boxes and more to come. So we took the boxes back to the hotel where we're going to stay and spent 4 hours that night looking for genealogy gold in those boxes on display. We found over 300 photos related to my family, letters, deeds, and paintings of Colorado. There were even photos of me. One painting was a watercolor, dated June 1933, signed by V. Nelson, my dad's sister Virginia, you see. The other was an oil painting, dated August 1948, by my father H. Nelson, the only mountain scene I have ever seen him paint. So here's the rest of the story. As impossible as it seems, that back in 1949, a fire destroyed my grandparents' home of their dreams. The contents were saved and moved to their 1894 log house next door, and they lived there until my granddad did not live in Victor anymore. Then the contents were stored in the Silver Dollar Saloon, which was vacant and empty and had plenty of room. My grandfather never returned to Victor after he moved, and these items sat for over 50 years and were never removed. Then in 2007, the owner of the saloon died and the building was sold, and the antique store bought the contents because they were so old. I don't know how to explain this, the timing of this trip on the road, but I can tell you this: we had found the Mother Lode.